Mario in the Multiverse is one of those super special Mario 64 ROM hacks that goes well above and beyond what is expected of them. This is one of those prestige ROM hacks, you know what I mean? I usually put Mario 64 ROM hacks on a scale based on how many stars they have, you know, from 6-piece nugget range to Royale with cheese range, but that scale is most useful for by the numbers ROM hacks. It doesn't quite do the same justice to anything that goes as far above and beyond as some of these things do. Serene Fusion has a Royale with cheese star count, but that doesn't tell you the full story because it has all kinds of new mechanics and ideas that you're not going to see in the vast majority of its contemporaries. Mario in the Multiverse is a very similar situation. This is a massive collaborative effort between all kinds of ROM hackers who all brought their own incredible ideas to the table to culminate into a ROM hack with a huge array of brand new concepts that you're not going to see in most mods. This is a truly special AAA ROM hack and the kind that you cannot take for granted. I think one of the things that impresses me the most about ROM hacks nowadays is not all the new technology behind them, but rather how intuitive they become. Older ROM hacks had a lot of great ideas too, but they didn't always do a great job of communicating with the player via the invisible language of game design. This is something I think they've gotten a lot better about in recent years. It's a lot more rare nowadays that I play one of these super ambitious ROM hacks and end up going, wait a minute, what the hell do they want from me now? There are things that look intimidating for a second, but once you actually apply yourself, it suddenly becomes very intuitive. This is combined with all kinds of quality of life improvements and smarter game design sensibilities like removing fall damage or the live system. Mario in the Multiverse is not just a celebration of ROM hacking talents from all over the place, but also of the very video game medium itself. It's a multiverse comprised of so many individual video game universes. This is obvious from the very first level, which is a Kirby level with a mini Great Cave Offensive. There are some pretty far-reaching references here. I thought it was mostly just gonna be Nintendo shit at first, but no. This is all over the place. There's a BioShock level where you turn into Big Daddy and you have to save a little sister from getting shot by turrets. There's a Borderlands level of all things. I was definitely not expecting that. You got these Hyperion robots that slam on you like womps and Handsome Jack propaganda posters all over the place. All it's missing is a bunch of dated references to memes from 2011. There's also this Rayman Hoodlum Havoc level, which shows more love for Rayman than Ubisoft has done since the last Rayman game they even put out, which I don't even know which one that was or when. That's how long ago it was. I think my favorite level was the Doom level, but it was also the level that made me the most sad because it was over way too soon. Look, you even get the HUD from the original game. Mario's face gets more and more fucked up the more damage he takes. That's just brilliant. I love that shit. Spiritually, it almost reminds me of something like Astro Bot, but instead of PlayStation IPs, it's everything. There's even stuff beyond video games like SpongeBob and From Russia with Love. It's even surprisingly cinematic at times, like this shootout with the helicopter. When this happened, I was like, holy shit! What's really cool is that it's not just a showcase of new, cool levels. That would have been awesome enough. The real crown jewel of this game is the new mechanics. Each level has its own cool new thing you can unlock and deploy at any time and place you like. You got this ninja shit that lets you slow down time and slash enemies to bits. Look, they bleed all over the floor. You won't see that in Yoshi's Story. You get this siren phase walk ability that lets you run really fast and clip through grates. Shotgun will be familiar to anybody who played Shotgun Mario. Guided Missile, Hamster Ball, Cutter, Dragonite with Fly HM, this thing, all of this stuff is super intuitive and consistently functional. One of my favorite things about this ROM hack in particular is how open it is to experimentation. You have all these nutso mechanics, but instead of being incidental and only applicable in very specific situations, you can swap between all and any of them at any time whatsoever. So there are a number of situations where you can get a great idea by combining two or more mechanics into solving a single problem. One really cool trick that I use all the time is to use the shotgun blast to get extra height, and then while airborne I switch to the SpongeBob thing and use it to glide through the air. This trick is awesome and it can take you very far. There was this one part in the BioShock level where you have to do this long ass wall jump maneuver with the Big Daddy outfit that lets you walk and breathe underwater, but I kept fucking it up, so I got a good idea. Since it's underwater, I'm just gonna long jump through the corridor here, switch to a different power up mid jump, and then just swim to the end really fast before I drown. And sure enough, it totally worked. I think for me though, my proudest moment was in Ekritique City. There's this part where it tells you to use the time stop ninja shit to get across this area here, but instead of doing that, I leapt off the cliff, used the shotgun blast to get better height, switched to Dragonite midair to get even more, then switched to the SpongeBob hat to float the rest of the way. That was an elite gamer moment right there. I felt like a genius, like I had outsmarted the game. And would you believe that I got an even better idea later? Yeah, observe as I used the shotgun, then used this thing to launch myself vertically 3 times, then use Dragonite, then use SpongeBob thing. That was nutty. And really, that was one of the things that the original Mario 64 already did so well. Much like the vanilla game, this is a game that doesn't have such a fragile ego that it can't handle being faced with a good player. So from that perspective, this mod is just staying true to the original spirit of the game. And what's crazy is that you can probably do even cooler shit than this, and I really want to see what the speedrun community does to this game because I bet it's going to be straight up satanic. For players who want to experiment with all this stuff in a familiar, low-stakes environment, you can actually unlock levels from the base game that just let you mess around. There are no stars to collect in here, but you can get these cardboard cutouts to kick around just for the hell of it. Visually, you know, the game is very impressive, texture work is a few measures above the original, but what really stands out above all else is the animation quality. There's a level of smoothness to it in addition to the sheer quantity. You got Mumbo in the hub world playing the keyboard like some kind of witch doctor. He is going nuts on that thing. I love this disco area with that shiny reflective floor. Don't need no ray tracing for that. Look, if you leave Mario alone, he starts dancing to the music like everybody else. That's so cool. They got everyone dancing out here, even the dude from Toby Fox's Yick who's doing Gangnam Style. I still never played Yick, but based on what I know, that sounds like something he would do. There's also just a general uniqueness to the visual direction. Every single level looks completely distinct, and if you played the game before, you can tell which level is which by a single screenshot alone. Overall, the best thing about this ROM hack is its consistent interest and fun ideas. Every part of the game is just fun to play. This hack is not interested in breaking your balls and scattering the testicular fragments to the heartless sea. When you lose in this game, it's because you're a dumbass and not because the game is a dick. It's just about showing you all these fun ideas, like, hey man, check this out. That's pretty cool, right? And every single time you're like, oh yeah, it is. For players who get stuck often, there is a compass item you can get, which isn't always a lifesaver, but can be very helpful in the right moments. Okay, the star is in a yellow box outside, Wait a minute. There are some incidental bumps in the road here and there, and not every level is as easy to navigate as others, but even so, Mario in the Multiverse is everything I could have asked for from a ROM hack like this, save for a Metal Gear level, but I guess that just means I have to make my own ROM hack one day. But not today. This is a hugely ambitious mod with a ton of variety, a ton of replay value, and you couldn't ask for a better game to close out a year of big developments in the world of ROM hacks and fan games, so definitely play this one as soon as you get the chance. Thank you for watching, and so I don't forget, Happy New Year, cousins!